everybody. VSO Marketing Manager Margot Van Horn, and I've got Katherine Winterstein calling in from Boston. She is our concertmaster. She's been our concertmaster since 2002. Thanks for joining, Katherine.
Thanks for having me. It's fun to be here in this form.
Yeah, it's almost as good as being together in person, playing at the Flynn, right?
Almost. It's better than not. It's better than nothing. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what was a typical workday like for you back before the pandemic, Katherine?
Right. So, I mean, our audiences might be familiar that most of us, I mean, my weeks are never the same from week to week because I'm playing a different set of concerts or a different project every week. But the components are pretty much all the same from week to week. So I would usually have like 10 to 15 hours of teaching and then at least one concert set or more. So, and each concert typically has like 4 rehearsals and a pair of concerts or something like that. So I would normally have that and all the practicing that goes with it, and then more often than not, more than one set of concerts in the week. So, and then raising a kid. I'm also raising a kid. So there's, we have to also bringing him up during that somehow. And so the schedule is not the same every week because some groups have only evening rehearsals, some groups have only daytime rehearsals, some only rehearse at the end of the week, some start at the beginning. So it's quite varied, but it was all the same sort of components. Yeah.
So what's it like now? What's a typical day?
You're looking at it. What's it like now is I have a few students that I still teach remotely over this kind of screen exactly, and which I enjoy very much. And I am now homeschooling said 8-year-old, and with the help of the miraculous Boston Public Schools. I mean, I think I have a fairly long list of things that I do every day just to keep myself sane, but there's basically not work of any sort anymore, other than the few hours of teaching that I have. So it's quite a different stretch of hours daily than it used to be. Yeah.
What's something that people might not realize about being a professional violinist?
There's some like hardware things they might not know. People often have learned along the way that, for instance, the hair on the bow that actually crosses the strings is made from the horse's tail, but they may not know that we have to replace that and the strings on the violin periodically, that they don't last forever. So we have to take it to a person who takes it all off and gives us a new set, and weird stuff like that. I have one of my bows has they also used to have typically ebony and ivory parts, which are no longer allowed, because of various conservation efforts. And there's a guy, I have one bow made by Harry Grabenstein in Vermont, who is, and it has the part of it that you hold at the bottom, which we call the frog, is made out of fossilized mastodon, because because that is, we don't have to worry about that. And but I always love to think about there's some guy or woman or somebody whose job it is to go dig up mastodon, and then sell it to people like bow makers who will then, I just think that's funny to think about. Like, no, there's a niche market for you.
Absolutely. Yeah, I definitely did not know that.
Right. And when I first looked at the description of the bow, I said, are these the words? Am I reading these words right? It says mastodon. It's like, I didn't know I owned any mastodon, but yes, I do now. So, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So what's the most unusual show you've ever played, if you had to pick one?
Yeah, I was thinking about this. It's I think there are lots of like temperature questions when you play outdoors or things just go wrong. But I think outside of that category altogether, I mean, it's funny that I was sort of drawing blank, but probably the weirdest one was for me, most unusual was a concert in which I was playing concertmaster for a small chamber orchestra in upstate New York at a festival one summer. And about an hour before the show, the conductor got food poisoning and obviously couldn't. And so I conducted, and I did it from my chair, but I suddenly had to have a score, and it was hard pieces. It was Ravel, Tombeau de Couperin,
and you were playing and
I was playing and conducting. And the thing that was surprising was I liked it. I mean, I don't, generally we had like a kind of détente between musicians and, conductors. I don't like conductors, but it was really fun. And then I think they did find a guy somewhere down the road who could who could get there by the second half. But I did, and then I was sort of sad that he got there because I was having so much fun. But yeah, so that's probably the biggest surprise to me in the concert, probably.
Yeah, that one's wild.
Yeah.
So last question, what's your favorite Ben and Jerry's flavor?
Oh, Chunky Monkey. Do they even make that anymore?
I don't see it that much, but I feel like it's still out there.
Yeah, I mean,
think
if I can can you make it some more Ben and Jerry? Like, I feel like that is that used to, when I kind of like in the bad old days when we used to not care about, when I was in graduate school, I had a couple of roommates who were also musicians. Well, one was a musician and her husband. And our like horrible way of life then was like every night we would get each of us our own pint of Ben and Jerry's and watch Xena Warrior Princess. And that was how we did graduate school, you know. Sometimes I didn't eat the whole pint. Sometimes I would save some for breakfast because they had bananas in it. But anyway, I don't do that anymore, but I do miss it. So
Well, everyone kind of has their own way of getting through school, it sounds like.
that's right. Maybe I should bring that back for pandemic coping mechanisms, a pint a day of Ben and Jerry's. Maybe that's what I should do. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, have fun if you do decide to go that route.
Thanks.
Thanks for chatting with me.
Thank you. It's been fun. See you soon.